First of all, thanks for coming on board to this interview. What I want to do is I want you to introduce yourself, about the company, tell us about your name, what you did before you founded your company, and what the overall goal is. And then we're going to start the questions. Is that okay?
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm Costantino Rosselli. I'm the founder of and CEO of Netizens, a virtual fashion company. For that, I was I'm working more than 10 years now in fashion industry. I was a freelancer in branding, in digital branding in the beginning. Then I created my own company, digital branding company, We Are the Authentic People. I had a lot of projects during Milan Fashion Week and the Balkan Fashion Week, and I helped a lot of designers to reach the international stage, collaborating with many big names. And in 2019, I came with the idea of Netizens. Pandemic then hit the whole system, and that will be inevitable to work on a virtual environment. And that was also an opportunity to understand more the whole environment of fashion and to move and to elevate it in a different level. And then we start working on designers, and the one thing brings other. And right now we have a community of more than 2,000 designers, more than 500 virtual influencers, and we collaborate also. I'm in the advisory board of Metaverse Fashion Council, and we try to set the rules on fashion in the Metaverse.
Wow, very, very inspiring. Okay, you mentioned you work with a lot of big brands. Can you tell us some of the names of the brands that you work with?
I was worked as an outsider freelancer with Dior, Moschino in Milan Fashion Week, and then in Ferrari, and in Balkan Fashion Week, I had a lot of independent designers.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, can you tell me where the idea came from for the name, and how did you get started? What was the challenges, and when did the idea came to you?
That's cool. About the name, it came because of I believe that internet is the eighth miracle of the world. Actually, the ability to interact in seconds with anyone in the world is something that is much more than a tool or an innovation system. It's about making this world looks like a small dot in the world. I mean, it's amazing what happened if you see it in that way. So netizens, the citizens of internet, and I would like to put this name because I would like to show that right now we're moving from industrial era to connections era, to the metaverse era, and we cannot be anymore citizens of a city, of a physical location. We should be citizens of something bigger, and that bigger is the internet. If you understand the philosophy of internet, that you open your window and you don't position yourself anymore in your local place and your physical place. You position yourself in a bigger environment in the universe, and this is what we want to declare by putting our name like that. And I could give something that has to do with the fashion, but the fashion is not anymore about garments and everything. It's much big broader on the meta. So this makes us all a bigger environment, let's say, as fashion inside of the netizens. And that was about the name.
Okay. I think Web 3.0 is the next era in the internet. You know, you have Web 1.0, which is pretty much you can only just check text, and then you have Web 2.0, you can send messages, and now we're going to Web 3.0, you know, and I think it's good in a way that the technology is evolving, you know, to that extent. Can you tell me what are some of the benefits, say, for designers who wants to get into like this 3.0 versus traditional method?
Yes, this evolution of Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3, those are just names of evolution of Internet. If you see what we will do right now, the Web 3 is about 3D dimension. First of all, you have a 3D perspective of everything. The second thing, because we specialized on fashion, and this is good. The garments, the fashion in the physical world was about a garment that is hanging on your closet, waiting you to wear it and become significant. Sometimes it was the other way around, waiting the dress make significant the person. But in any case, the garment, it was just a piece of that hanging on the closet. In the digital fashion, in the Web3, the garment has its own soul. They acting by themselves and they interact with their environment, and they don't waiting you to give them soul. So it's you are the maestro of creating, of orchestrating the movements and everything that happens around. This is the first thing. The second is that in Web3, we are not broadcast. In Web 2, we broadcast. We have the social media and we broadcast our ideas and everything and waiting the audience to interact with us. In Web 3, we co-create. This is the major thing. We co-create. We are inside of community. We are part of this community and we co-create together. In Netizen, we say, okay, we have a project to dress that influencer. Who wants to jump in? How many of you want to jump in to dress this influencer with many garments, with what you suggest, what you want to do? It's not about that we are a company, we have a specific style, and we have a designer that creates for all. It's not the master. The community is a master. I want to jump on it right now, but I want to work also on this project. I'm suggesting also to the company what projects and what happened. And the audience from outside comes to us and say, okay, I want this digital garment, but I want it in blue, or I want this also on that. And the audience collaborate with the designers on what they want to have in this current moment. So it's completely, first of all, direct to customers. There is no intermediaries in Web3. You can jump on it. The third thing is that we have decentralization. Everything belongs to people. There is no authority. And this is the biggest bet that we have creating the metaverse. And that gives us also to fashion the inclusivity, because everybody can work directly with everyone and reach everyone in the world. So those only is the beginning of what Web3 means and what we expect to see in the future in the metaverse for digital fashion.
Wow, it's interesting. So how does your company, do you think, in your opinion, contribute to this movement of Web 3.0, and how do you help aspiring designers? Like, you mentioned you have 2,000 so far members.
Yeah, 2,000 plus.
So how does your company help this movement of Web 3.0?
Okay, first of all, we try to build services for our designers to be a stage for them. We don't want netizens to be in front. We want designers to be in front. We praise the designers. We would like to see their masterpieces outside there, purchased by as many users as we can. Right now is the beginning, so there are not so many that they buy digital technology, digital fashion in that way. So we try to conquer, let's say, the markets that sell digital garments. We are right now in Zepeto. We are in Decentraland. We create a showroom, and we try to bring as many designers in this showroom, having a show also with Ready Player Me avatars inside the fast fashion of Metaverse Fashion Council. And we collaborate together to bring as many designers we can in front, so they have the ability to show their creativity in front of 20,000 plus people that they are in the community of Metaverse Fashion Council. And this show will happen every month. And this is really big. And for me, it's a great opportunity for the designers to have their own booth in that showroom. And we try to collaborate also with the designers to dress influencers. So in that way, There will be a collaboration of an influencer and the designer, and the netizens will be on the back. It enables to happen, this project. So we try to create a lot of projects. And one thing that for us is much differentiate us is that we do it bespoke dressing in physical world, which means that we don't stand just to the AR application to dress someone with our garments. We select people, or people select us. They say, okay, I would like to dress this, to wear this dress to selected photos, and then we do it bespoke, handmade, let's say. And this makes us luxury.
Wow. About the digital avatar, for example, I think the last time you talked, we mentioned, so in this case, like, say, for example, if I bought a digital outfit, I can now bring that to a different game or different platform on the Web 3.0. Is that correct?
Actually, in our pipeline, and this is why we are on fundraising, in our pipeline is the software as a service interoperability that solves the interoperability, so allows to every designer to design one thing, and we can spread it to everywhere, every marketplace, and connect all of them. The second thing that we would like to have and is in our pipeline is to create a specific, a unique digital wardrobe of every player or citizen of the metaverse out there. What that means? That means that your wardrobe, your digital wardrobe, is with you. So if you connect with us, if you subscribe with us and you buy things from us, we are in every marketplace, and you have the ability to wear without the need to buy every time something else. So we have a lot of other things also and secret weapons in our pipeline to help unify the metaverse. But we are focused more on the unique connection between the designer and the audience, because this is what we want to do. We want to kill every intermediary and every obstacle that is in between those two entities, let's say, the designer and the audience. They should have the ability to do and to act without the thinking of learning things or constantly buy things, spending a lot of money or whatever. No, they need just to have a safe environment and someone that they feel that they take care of them. And
wow.
Netizens who wants to play that role.
Okay, for the day-to-day, say, person that doesn't know what the metaverse is, doesn't know what the blockchain is, that doesn't know what AR is, all of this kind of terminologies, just in simple English, should I say, like, what is the metaverse? How would you describe the blockchain? How will you guys use all these different platforms or just different technologies? How do you guys use these different technologies to help new designers or maybe aspiring designers? Just a general, basic word for like everyone out there that doesn't know what the metaverse is. Maybe they have an idea, but they don't know. Just in simple word,
Okay. First of all, everybody is trying to find definition of the metaverse. There are 1,000 definitions out there, and everybody wants to be a father or a mother, let's say, that baptize the metaverse or every new technology that's arrived. It's kind of adrenaline and it's kind of excited, the new era. So for me, from the other hand, I don't like definitions because definitions limitate your imagination, and then you cannot work out of the frame that you already put your definition. But let's try to give some explanations of what is all of this. So if I can say in the simple words, I could say about the metaverse that is about human culture. The metaverse, it sets the foundation of human evolution. And this is how we should see it. If you believe, I was in a meeting in a panel with academic people that they were professionals seeking an answer how metaverse is going to help people, the students that they come outside and they do jobs, and how they help us on marketing, they help us on this and that. Of course, the metaverse has, let's say, an adaptability and gives a lot of help in what we do right now. But I'm going to speak a little bit about the future, about saying that the metaverse is not going to help you continue to do business as always. The metaverse will going to disrupt what you're doing right now. And if you don't adapt on that change, and if you don't change the way that you're working, the way that you're thinking, then your business is going to be out in the next 10 years, 5 to 10 years from now. The metaverse is not just a tool to help you make your marketing better. The metaverse is not just the AI didn't came here just to help you find or things better or create an essay in different way. The AI, for example, came here to kill your profession. We don't need you. We don't need another certificate that I know marketing. I'm doing marketing. There are a lot of people out there that they create thousands of followers and thousands of community without having a degree of marketing. So the end of professions, the end of the corporations as we know it, the end of intermediaries because the people can interact together. So if you don't see that the industrial era is going to an end, then you're going to crash in the wall. So in that explanation, I can give you a lot of small definitions, let's say, inside. As I said, the metaverse is about human culture. It is about to disrupt the business. It is about a different experience that you have when you interact with your people, when you do things. It's not about live streaming like we do right now through the Google Meet or whatever. It's about playing games, exchange stories, living in different environments, connect, most important, relate. In a different way. We saw that in pandemic, that the current Web2 digital connections that we have is not working because it misses the connection, the real connection of people. And Metaverse can bring you this. And we are in the beginning. We are in the beginning. And we need just to enable it happen. One of the most important thing is about multi-personality. You mentioned about avatars. When you have an avatar, it's not that I like to have my digital identity in the avatars. I like to have something that is better than me and better than me as I have it in my mind. So if I design my avatar, why to design me as I am in a physical form? And most of all, when I designed the avatar, I said, okay, I have a lot of personalities inside of my mind. I'm a marketeer, I'm a writer, I'm a lover, I'm a father, I'm an entrepreneur, and a lot of things. I'm an advisory board, I'm a lot of things. So the metaverse gives me the ability to create an avatar, a character that represents each one of those personalities. So I can have multiple avatars, multiple identities out there with the shape and the form that I would like to have. And each one of those characters interacts with people out there, give to them a lot. So don't think the metaverse and the avatars as the digital twin of our lives, but a completely different, an elevation of what we have. So it's evolution, it's human evolution. It's something that we project the future because of that and evolve ourselves on something different.
That's good. There was an application that went viral, the Lenser application, where you upload a picture of yourself, 3 or 4 pictures of yourself, and it generates different avatars of you in different costume and in different settings and that kind of stuff. You mentioned about the Metaverse Fashion Week. Can you explain to me how the virtual Fashion Week works? What is the setup? What kind of technologies you guys use, and how do you coordinate the whole virtual fashion show?
Okay, when depending of right now with the metaverse, we have a different platform, so that means a different kind of avatar, so a different techniques and technology that every platform uses in order to dress an avatar. So when you join a platform to do a fashion show, which means to show your designs dressed on those designs are on specific avatars, that means that the designers that they do that need to learn how to dress the avatars with this kind of technology or this specific platform. So this is a very, very big, this is very painful. This is why we want to put an end on that. So the designer needs to learn a lot of techniques and a lot of different ways to dress an avatar, because there are different avatars and different tools and different platforms. And this is the biggest bet, let's say, in the metaverse, how someone that creates something can connect everything around of this something instead of going to different worlds. On the other hand, having different worlds This is called diversity. And because I like this kind of avatar, but I don't like this kind of avatar. So I don't like the kind of unification. I mean, I don't want to see someone that is a conglomerate and dominates the market with this kind of avatar or this kind of tool, or that is what it kills creativity. So I would like the diversity.
Are you talking about Meta? Are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about Meta. I'm talking about conglomerates or anyone that wants to conglomerate. Yeah, they all kind of this is the industrial way of working. We build a factory and we try to be number one in this in the world. It's not about anymore about number one. It's about communities, and you need to respect. I respect this brand that they built like that. I don't like, for example, the pixelized avatars. I don't like. I never understand Minecraft. I wasn't a fan of it, but I respect the people that they are fan of it, and I respect the whole. And I understand the existence, and I understand why it should be there. Exactly. This is why I said the metaverse is about human culture. So the diversity of human culture, every person is different. And I don't like unification. So what I like is to have the ability to have a tool that when you design something, you can put it on the tool, and from the output, you have the Minecraft, you have the decentralized, you have whatever you want. But the designer needs to make simplification, simply patterns that can adjust it to everywhere. So because there was two approaches, the one is the one that I like, and the other one is to unify it with one kind of avatar, but this is what dominates the market.
Yeah, I think usually when big companies comes out with a new product, obviously they've got like thousands of staff, they have the programmers, they have the manpower, they have the money, and it's just like go, and just try and take as much market share just as soon as possible. But what I think, for example, like if you look at what we have right now, I would say OpenAI. I don't know if you've heard of OpenAI.
Yeah.
Yeah, like say the way artificial intelligence has really taken over. It's like when you launch a product, sometimes the product needs to be really, really good that the customers or the consumer of that product are the one telling everyone about your product. So in this case, I'm pretty sure everyone have heard of ChatGPT, for example. Everyone tell, I can do this, I can do it, I can do X, Y, Z. The product is so good that everyone else, the customers are the one telling everyone else. If you look at, for example, what we have right now, say with the Metaverse, I think all those companies will try to be the first. It doesn't necessarily mean like they're going to be the first or the best. Maybe another company like, for example, like Google has been dominating search for the last 20 years, and there's no need for them to innovate. They've launched a few products with like, say, with voice, but they never released it. They have some product that they've been working on, but they'll kill the project. So I think so, like, sometimes the big companies, they want to be the first to get into the place, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be the ones to take over the market share. For example, before Google, there were different search engine. Yahoo search. I can't
Alta Vista.
Alta Vista. So what I will say is, as we're having this Web 3.0, this metaverse coming on, I think the big companies also need to take into account that the way of doing stuff is not necessarily the way they want to do stuff is not necessarily the way the customer will for example, TikTok came out, and before TikTok we had Facebook, YouTube, and these companies didn't have any reason to innovate. They didn't have any reason to make the product better. They could just do whatever they want, and if you didn't like the product, that's it. But like now we have a new competitor, TikTok. They understand the customers better. They come up with different applications, different style, and the community on the platform as well. Like you go on TikTok, for example, this different type of community. I've learned so much about Web 3.0. I've learned so much about technology, about marketing. It's whatever domain or whatever interest you're into, you can find something there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Before I go off on the tangent, to bring it back, I think sometimes these companies, they have their way of doing things, but the way the customers receive, if there's a community around it, and if this is the way they want to do it, then yeah, they're welcome to participate or maybe accelerate it. But if they want to just be the one person that controls the whole market share, because they're changing name to Meta, so to just they were trying to move ahead, But I also think this technology take time, It takes time for the customers to fully adopt it. It's not going to happen right away. It could be 5-10 years away.
Of course.
Before we reach and if there's everyday use for the technology, then I think we can accelerate the process versus if I have to buy headsets right now, the equipment are expensive. It's not accessible. Like, for example, you have your phone, for example, it's easily accessible. Anyone can buy a phone, and then you have the platform. You can you have Android, you have Google Play, and then you can do whatever you want. But I think with the metaverses, you need to be skillful, and it's not something that everyone knows what it is because it's intangible. It's like a virtual world, That's what I think about,
Yeah, it's like I used to say a story about to history and say what the first time that the first car that this came out was called horseless vehicle, because they just removed the horses from the carriages and they put a motor or an automated, let's say, system on a carriage. So when you see that, it was just a horseless carriage. They took them 20 years and more in order to understand that that it's time to give to them a different name, call it automobile. And then many years more that to decide that it's time to change the shape. Right now, for example, we have the driverless cars, and we don't change and we call it driverless car, and we don't change the shape. It will take a long time when we understand, okay, now it's time to remove the place of the driver and everything. Right now, we cannot understand. We feel, and what happens if we need to turn it automatic into manual? And the same with the phone device. For example, right now we have everybody has a mobile phone, but there are many. The biggest, let's say, percentage of the people in the world, they still have landline, and they say, okay, what if the Wi-Fi technology is dead or the battery is dead or whatever? The landline is a manual one. I understand this culture, but right now we have to move from this culture and to not be afraid to unplug ourselves to the old. And this is the most important. The metaverse gives us wings to fly. We don't dress anymore in the metaverse because we are cold or warm or to cover our nudity. We did that in the physical world. We don't need that in the metaverse. So it's about what we need in the metaverse instead of what we have right now. Yes, the technology.
Can you give me an example? Sorry, can you give me an example of some of the stuff that you think we need in the metaverse that we don't have in the physical world?
Yeah, for example, the heels in the world cause no pain, so doesn't mind how we will create them. So there is no framework. We can do whatever we want without limitation. So the limitation that we have in physical world to create the heels in that way, to create shoes that are not hurt the foot, or to create garments with this material or not that material. This is why in physical world we cannot achieve more than 30% in sustainability. As long as we have a new product that's coming in the market, then we have environmental impact, then we have social impact because we have underpaid employees and a lot of things, and of course financial impact because we need huge and tons of money in order to bring a garment from the factory to the audience, to the end user. A lot
so
of
much manpower.
Manpower organizations that they need money, commissions, and everything, and we cannot reach everyone.
Yes,
exactly. So digital fashion will bring the disruption of this kind of model. Like, for example, Napster. Napster came, shows everyone that, hey, guys, we can download the music. And because it was the first, everybody says, no, this is going to kill the music. But right now we have Spotify, we have iTunes, we have everything. We have more music, we have more musicians. And the only impact we have is that the record labels are toasted. So we don't want any more brands and those conglomerates to bring garments in the metaverse because we don't dress anymore the physical people like that. And we can, and if we transmit our business in the digital way of working, then we can so pace the physical way of living. And that because I don't need to buy another t-shirt every week. I don't need to buy all those things because I build my personal brand in digital way, in digital world. So if I build my personal brand and everything in digital world, why do I need physical garments to do that? So I address my avatars, address everything in digital garments. And if I have a stable business in the digital world, and stable business means that there is no mass anymore. We don't marketing in a mass. We market in specific communities. So I just need 1,000 people to buy from me $100 every month. So I'm rich enough. I have a decent company, business that is increasing, helping people around the world, and I'm rich. And I don't need to become a conglomerate to conquer every device in the world that exists. So this is why I enable also the diversity. Within other community brings something else. And this will change the whole environment of how we work right now. We work in different way. Because the industrial way, it was based in the old-fashioned way of conquering countries, conquering lands, conquering people, conquering everything. Now, we don't need anything. Yeah, we don't need any more something like that. I need just a piece of the market, and the market is deep and huge. Why? Because I can have trillions of avatars out there that they buy from me every day. So there is no limitation. And in digital fashion, I have 97% sustainability because I don't use physical hands, physical garments and physical ways of production. And this is the biggest solution on everything. If you see it that way, yes, the technology right now is on laboratory, has difficult names. I use the term laboratory because when you go in a laboratory, you see cables, you see things like that, and there is no polished things by the marketeers. So when we need to popularize these techniques like blockchain, for example, like crypto wallets, I can give you just, for example, a good thing for common people when they think about crypto wallets and cryptocurrency and blockchain. I will tell to those people one thing. Your currency right now is controlled by governments and banks. In cryptocurrency, it's controlled by you. This is the decentralization. If this is not a revolution, what it is in the end. And if you understand that, you don't need to fight with yourself to struggling to learn how a cryptocurrency is working. You need to learn because this is your freedom. The metaverse, in one word, the digital fashion, in one word, is about freedom. And if you understand that, then you can build everything. And of course, who wants to not become this reality? The banks, they don't want to lose the controls. The governments, they don't want to lose the control. The industries, they don't want to lose control. But I think that is inevitable. Even if they block us right now, 5 years from today, it will be there as everything. They put in jail Napster, but we had iTunes. And then from iTunes right now, we have Spotify. We don't buy anymore any album.
Yeah, I think, you're right. Like, change is inevitable. I used to think back. Do you remember Blockbusters, where you used to go and rent DVD? Netflix came along, I don't know, 18, 20 years ago, and they used to mail out DVDs. And then like now it's just online. You watch you have so much choice online. I just think when it's going to take some time for the government to regulate it, because in the beginning, like people try to ban Napstars. They eventually shut it down because of illegal streaming and download, and they were losing money. But once the government knows a way, okay, maybe they can make money from this or collect taxes, or they have a framework for it to run and for them to manage and police what's going on and what's not going on. Because right now, if you say crypto, people would think, oh, maybe it's something that's it's shady. Whereas it's people are making decent money. So people are also losing money as well. But I think like you mentioned, the big banks, the government, this organization, this is the new technology, and I think it will take time for them to to study it and then to adjust and see which way to police it, which policy should work. and which policies shouldn't work. Because without Google, you would have your golden book, the big book, where if you're looking for a particular business, you have to get the physical book, call up the number, and now you can just go on Google and then you can find all the information there. I think, like I haven't said that, I think Web 3.0 is a new territory, should I say, a new space that it's still being explored. And we don't know which way it's going to go. We have to just let the community build it up and see what kind of creativity is going to come. Maybe we're going to have another designer. Maybe instead of like old traditional designers, maybe we're going to have another group of designers that we don't even know about. They're going to be able to bring out their talent and showcase their talent to the Web 3.0 environment. Yeah. And maybe we're going to discover new techniques or new technologies or new ideas that we didn't know. And maybe we can even integrate it with Web 3.0 with Web 2.0, or maybe integrate the virtual world with the physical world. It's just so much stuff that we don't know yet. And I think the reason why the governments, or should I say, are not so sure is because they don't know how to navigate the environment yet. And I think once they do, once they can regulate it, they know, okay, this is what it works, and this is what it's for. And then I think they'll be fully, they'll be fully.
I understand that. When you start doing something and people don't understand because it's changed their habits and changed everything that they will do right now, and they don't understand and they think that there is a normal. But actually, there was never a normal out there. Everything is changed, but you live in the moment of 10 years and you say, okay, I learned it like that. It's a traditional. No, it wasn't. How long back you want to go in order to see that it wasn't like that? And I think that it's time to stop thinking that way. Everything you need to unplug yourself of a stable environment. Everybody is looking for a position, say, okay, what is my role right now and what I have to do? Actually, you don't have a specific role, because the factory is on your backpack right now, and you just running around the world, traveling, and you have time. So that means that you're rolling around. It's not as it was before, and everything is changed. Everything became more flawless, and fluidity is a change is what is normal right now. So if you change, it's good. No matter what this change will gonna bring. It's an experience. It's an exploration. We need to discover a new world, and new things, new everything. And the old-fashioned way that we're working is not working anymore. It's like the guy that is on outside of the school and give leaflets. You can see it right now that we live in the world of internet more than 20 years right now, but there is a guy outside of the school gives leaflets. And why they do that? Is there any effect on that? Positive effect? It creates jobs or whatever? No, of course not. But the guy there gives leaflets because it feels good when they smile with people. And this is what they do. They continue to do that. It's not working, but they continue to do that. And they feel good because of the smile, because of the interaction. Yeah. And so if you see that, that means that people needs the interaction. And if you convince the people that you continue to have this interaction, and this is why, for example, Facebook is succeed from the first moment, because Zuckerberg had the relationship button. So people want just relationships out there. It's not about create something that is good as a business or whatever. It's about how to interact with people. And I believe the metaverse brings you this ability to interact not only with people, but with the things, with your inner self, with a lot of aspects of yourself that you never knew before that there was existent, was there. And that makes it more, let's say, broader in terms of connection between technology and imagination. And it's the first time that we have this, because developers knows how to build it, but they don't know why to build it. And then we have the artists that they know why to do it. If you see the movie, if you watch the movie of The Contact in 1999 with Jodie Foster, who was a researcher exploring the universe of extraterrestrial existence, and she was struggling because she was a woman and the system never left her to do her job. And then in the end, to just make this big story short, in the end, she was on the spacecraft to go out there and to explore the universe. And when she saw what universe is, she says, "Oh my God, they shouldn't send me, they should send a poet." That means that you have technology from one side, but the exploration of the universe is about art. So this is why, for example, fashion is much more important in the metaverse as we know it. It's much more important to dress your avatar in different ways. It's much more important to give soul of your avatar. And you have to convince developers that the motions of the avatar are more important than just to have a game player to just play the game.
I just had an idea there. What would happen is, say, if I bought a jacket in the metaverse and it Web 3.0, and I'm in a Google call meeting right now, on a Zoom call, I can bring the clothes I bought in the metaverse to show up in a meeting, whether it be, I don't know, suits or jackets or shirt. I think the technology is still very new. It's still new. It's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of people that have interest in this environment to really get it out there. And it's not just fashion, because it could be anything, health, fitness, it could be business, it could be finance, it could be cooking. The possibilities are endless. We just have to find, the superstars of the metaverse, the way we have influencers or personalities. We have to find the next set of new superstars, maybe invest in these people for them to really.
We did a project like that. And this reminds me what you say. We did a project like that. We call it a James Bond project before the last James Bond film arrived, and we did it for the last James Bond film. What we did is that we took some designers and we select 5 James Bond girls, villains or girls of James Bond, and we design for them we recreate, let's say, the physical iconic dresses of those girls, and we did it in digital way, and we did that with James Bond community, the big James Bond community, and we dress those people with avatars, and we say, for example, that if you find the riddles inside of the dresses and solve those riddles, you will have tickets for the premiere. You will have minutes in the green carpet with actors, and a lot of other things that the community of James Bond bring to us as needs. So that was a co-creation, first of all. Second is that what happened there? The people that they dress with those garments, they should go to specific events in the metaverse. So we have, for example, a gala with James Bond and some paints and everything. So it was an experience that those people will do it using those dresses also that you cannot have in reality, because you cannot afford to buy this kind of dress, first of all. Secondly, you don't be invited on these galas, and you cannot jump around the world as James Bond do. And we see, for example, he's traveling from China to Hong Kong and from Hong Kong to US and from US to Europe in 2 hours films. And then in this game of 2 hours games, our people could do it. And wow, that was amazing and great experience for them, because right now they have in their mind that they were in the gala, they saw the dresses, they solved the riddle, they took the tickets, or they don't solve the riddle, but they participate in that. And that was a great experience with elements that this community love. This is why I said, for example, that it's a part of communities, because this community wants to play this thing and wants to do those things. Another community maybe needs something else. Another community needs to do both and jump from one community to another. So, and mostly when you have this in digital world, you can repeat it. It's there.
Okay, that makes fantastic sense. Okay, just before I wrap up, you mentioned you guys are fundraising. And can you tell me any project that you guys are working on, or what is the next step for you guys, and if there's any final message that you like to share on your social media, your website, email, wherever they can find you.
Okay, the project that we are putting on the fundraising is the project of interoperability and the direct-to-customer digital wardrobes, the ownership, the property rights for the gamers and the Metaverse people. These two, which I saw them as one, is on fundraising. We ask money for make them alive. We have the blueprints and we have everything that we need to do it. For the moment, we are running, as I said, the marketplaces to conquer the marketplaces one by one, and we deliver services and value for our designers. We hope them to jump on us and do things. We fighting a lot of obstacles moving around the world because of the physical problems, like people they cannot pay through the banks. We provide crypto, no worry about everything. A message that I would like to give to people is that go digital, transfer your work life in the digital world, live your physical life only for the living one. Enjoy the sunset every day, the sunrise every day. Enjoy your relationship out of the struggling and the stress of workload, because you will transfer the workload, make it simpler and profitable in the digital world. So enable the metaverse, because it will solve you a lot of problems in your life and evolve you in the end. And of course, the netizens, you can find them if you join our website. There is a section that you can join our community in the menu. You can use our emails. We can find me in the Telegram, in WhatsApp, on Instagram, everywhere. We are very open to be approached. I'm a guy that I want to listen everyone, and I'm say yes on everyone that wants to a meeting with me. The only thing that I don't do is that to reply to phone calls. I don't like phone calls. I like everything else except phone calls.
Okay, so email, website. Okay, so you can find you on your website and email and WhatsApp. Okay, that's fantastic. If you have any final message, if you want to share, if not, it was very nice doing this interview. Maybe we might do another one another time. We'll see how it goes. Yes, so that will be it. That will be all. Thank you very much for coming by and telling us about Netizen.
Thank you. Thank you very much for you give me the opportunity. We had a very really cool conversation. We shared a lot of things. I like that. It was a really good conversation. I really enjoyed it, and I hope your audience also enjoyed as much as we did. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's all.
Okay.